Good evening. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has responded to questions about a cabinet reshuffle following Rafizi and Nazmi's resignation as ministers. We will also be taking a look at Saifuddin Abdullah's views on the matter. Stay with us to find out what they said. Meanwhile, 2 PKR MPs have dismissed claims that they, along with 9 others, have withdrawn support for Anwar as PKR President and Prime Minister. Is a cabinet reshuffle coming soon? According to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, there has been no discussions on it yet. When asked for comments today, this was what he said. Rafizi, who is the economic minister, is on leave until June 16th, with his resignation supposed to be effective June 17th. Meanwhile, Nazmi, who is the natural resources and environmental sustainability minister, is on leave until July 3rd, with his last day in office being July 4th. In a statement yesterday, the Prime Minister's office said that Anwar has received letters from the Rafizi and Nazmi requesting leave and tendering their resignations from their cabinet posts. The PMO added that Anwar has approved their leave applications. However, they did not comment on whether their resignations were accepted. The 2 ministers had decided to resign following their defeat in last week's PKR polls, with Rafizi losing the deputy presidency and Nazmi losing in the race for a vice president post. However, former Minister Saifuddin Abdullah said Anwar doesn't need to wait for ministers to complete their leave before naming their replacements. Saifuddin pointed out that there are no official protocols barring the Prime Minister from announcing Rafizi and Nazmi's successors while they are on leave. He told Minister Kini that it is the Prime Minister's discretion and the reshuffle announcement can be done now, as ministers are not government servants who are subject to certain schemes concerning their resignations. He added that maybe this is Anwar's way of avoiding real stuff. Elaborating, Saifuddin said that since the 2 are clearing their annual leave, the replacements will only assume office once the current ministers clock out for the last time. He stressed that Anwar can do a cabinet reshuffle anytime, but since he has approved their leave applications, the actual dates for the new ministers to assume office will have to wait because you can't be paying 2 overlapping salaries. Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad has also commented on Rafizi and Nazmi's resignations. His take? It's a principled stand that deserves respect. When asked for comments, Zahid told reporters last night that Rafizi and Nazmi are principled, as that was their promise and he respected their stance. According to Bernama, he said both of them had made effective contributions and supported all government decisions. He added that leaders come and go, and so do ministers, and Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim will select the best individuals from the party to serve in the cabinet. Rafizi and Nazmi announced their resignations from the cabinet yesterday, effective June 17th and July 4th, respectively. This came following their defeats in the 2025 PKR party election held last week. Rafizi failed to retain his position as PKR deputy president after losing to Nurul Izzah Anwar, while Nazmi lost in the contest for a vice president post. 2 PKR MPs have denied allegations that they, along with 9 others, have withdrawn their support for Prime Minister and PKR President Anwar Ibrahim. This was in response to a viral screenshot on WhatsApp and on the Facebook page of blogger Wan Azri Wanderis, popularly known as Papagomo, on claims that 11 PKR MPs have withdrawn their support for Anwar and will hold a media conference on May 30th about the matter. In a post on Facebook, PKR Vice President Chang Li Kang, who is also Science, Technology and Innovation Minister, said the allegations were ridiculous. He said Rafizi and Nazmi's resignation from the cabinet is out of decorum and in the spirit of democracy. Meanwhile, Gopeng MP Tan Kar Heng, who was also on the list, condemned the allegations, describing them as malicious political slander. Tan said he strongly denies the allegations made by Wan Azri. He added that his stand and idealism in the struggle have not changed even with the recent party election results. Tan also said that he had obtained advice from his lawyer and did not deny the possibility of taking legal action. Could there be an executive council reshuffle in the Selangor state government? Speculation is mounting over a potential shake-up in the Selangor government, following rumors that Menteri Besar Amiruddin Shari is being considered for an unspecified federal post. This comes in the wake of Rafizi Ramli and Nazmi Ahmad's decisions to resign from the federal cabinet. Such a move could be framed using the same reasoning put forward by Rafizi and Nazmi, that the composition of ministers should reflect the outcome of the recent PKR party elections. In those elections, Amiruddin secured the highest number of votes among the 4 elected vice presidents. Despite this, the Sungai Tua assembly person has shown no indication that he is seeking a federal role. He had previously stated his intention to remain as Menteri Besar until the end of his term in 2028. However, should Amiruddin change his stance, a replacement would be needed for the Selangor Menteri Besar post. Potential successors include Tanjung Sepat assembly person Borhan Ahmad Shah, Amiruddin's former political aide, and Seri Setia assembly person Fahmi Ngah, who is believed to be closely aligned with PKR President Anwar Ibrahim. That said, rumors are also circulating that Fahmi may be dropped from the State Executive Council due to his loss in the recent PKR polls. Do you agree with UMNO Supreme Council member Puaz Zarkashi's claim that Reformasi is just an empty slogan? Not everyone shares the view, and academic Tajuddin Razdi is making that clear. In a pointed rebuttal, Tajuddin brought up several examples of reform in action. Among others, he said that it is not an empty slogan to him when we see one of the former presidents of UMNO residing close to his home in Kajang. He added that this is also true when another UMNO leader is being questioned about 170 million ringgit stashed in locations of those connected to him. He also shared how T20 Malays complained to him that too many B40 children are chosen to enter Mara Junior Science colleges, leaving their wealthy children unselected as another example. Tajuddin expressed confidence that Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and Pakatan Harapan's reform agenda is still alive. However, he said it is smothered by the baggage of corruption and extremism left by others. He added that Reformasi takes a bit longer with this baggage. Yesterday, Puat had cited Rafizi Ramli's cabinet exit following the economy minister's loss in the PKR polls as proof that Reformasi is just noise and failed not because of the temptation of power, but because of a lack of will to make it happen. In his response, Tajuddin noted that Rafizi had resigned following his defeat in a democratic election and stressed that Rafizi himself has not presented any concrete evidence of electoral misconduct. He added that as a man of integrity, Rafizi resigned because he no longer holds a strong position in PKR, as is the practice in most parties with integrity in the world. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. Tech billionaire Elon Musk is leaving US President Donald Trump's administration. In a post on X, Musk said that his scheduled time as a special government employee comes to an end. He thanked Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending and said that the mission for the Department of Government Efficiency will only strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life throughout the government. According to Bernama, United States regulations state that special government employees are limited to 130 days of employment, which meant that Musk would have to relinquish his position by the end of May. However, some media reports suggested there were considerations within Trump's circle to extend the term by switching Musk to part-time. Over a month ago, Musk had said that he would significantly reduce his role as Trump's government cost cutter starting in May. He reportedly said that he would focus more on Tesla, his electric car company, whose sales have plunged in recent weeks as a sizable number of Tesla's clients appeared to disapprove of Musk's support for Trump's policies. However, Musk said he would still dedicate 1 or 2 days a week to government tasks if Trump wanted him to, which is not a given. After he announced he would focus more on Tesla, Trump did not attempt to stop Musk, saying we have to let him go so he could focus on his companies, which include SpaceX alongside Tesla and X. Is rewarding loyalty with minor positions acceptable? This was what we asked our viewers yesterday after anti-corruption watchdog C4 Center hit out at Anwar on his remarks about appointing a loyal supporter as a village chief. Anwar's political secretary had defended it as a standard practice, which allows for grassroots leaders to act as a bridge for the government with the rakyat. He added that it wasn't for a high-level position. Based on our poll yesterday, 27% agreed with him as long as appointees are qualified and clean. However, a majority at 52% said it is still cronyism and a step back in the fight against corruption. 19% believes it reveals a bigger issue and called for clear laws on political appointments. Several users highlighted how leaders tend to speak out against it when others do it, but change their tune when they are in the government. What are your thoughts on this? Share your views in the comment section below. Next, let's take a look at some of the other headlines from today. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.